Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to, in this video, give a quick example of what I was talking about in the previous video where I talked about changing the definition of perfect to mean complete or done. So instead of thinking something's perfect if it meets some unrealistic, idealized standard in our heads, what if something was perfect just by virtue of the fact that we completed it? So I have one simple but pretty powerful example in my own life, and I just wanted to share it here. I basically do a daily photo diary using one of the apps on my phone, and essentially all a photo diary means to me is I take pictures throughout the day of, you know, accomplishments at work that I'm proud of or want to keep track of, or if I go out to dinner with friends or family, a couple pictures from their group pictures. If I'm out for a walk and I see a beautiful sunset, anything about that day that I want to remember, I take a picture on my phone, and at the end of the day, I put it together in a collage using one of the many collage making apps out there. And I basically use the collage as my daily photo diary entry. So by looking at the collage, I get a snapshot of, you know, what was special about that particular day. And so I got the idea, believe it or not, it was the end of November 2015. So I have been doing this every day for over 2 years now. And the reason I'm bringing it up in this video is that it's very, very rare that I captured everything I wanted to capture in a given day. Like, something sometimes is left out. Sometimes my photo layouts are not perfect. Something is in portrait when it should have been landscape, or vice versa. So the collages look a tiny bit off from what I would have wanted them to look because the picture's too big or too small or the wrong shape. But in any potential reason you can think of, in over 2 years, I'm pretty sure I've dealt with it. Maybe one picture of one of my favorite moments of the day came out blurry and I can't even use it. Pretty sure I've dealt with whatever roadblocks your mind can come up with when it comes to taking pictures and making collages. Having said that, I never let an imperfect collage get in the way of actually completing a collage for a given day, which is why it's been over 2 years and I have a collage for every single day during those 2 years and 3 months now. Was any of it perfect? No. In fact, none of it was perfect. But would I take back a single bit of it? Absolutely not, because I have this absolutely priceless record through my photos that I absolutely adore and cherish more than most things that I have in my life, most material possessions. And I'm so glad that I stuck it out and I had the discipline and the consistency to stick with it and finish each day's entry. I mean, no joke, there's even certain days that really were really hard for me. And despite that, I had 1 or 2 things that were still good about that day. It's that quote, not every day is good, but there's something good in every day. So even if there was one thing that made me smile that day, that made it in. And that day's photo diary entry, the collage, was really simplistic. Maybe it was just 1 or 2 pictures if that day really was hard for me. But looking back, yeah, I remember that the day was hard, but I can appreciate the couple of things that brought me joy in the middle of the darkness. So it's this magnificent record of the highs and lows of my life and the little subtle, detailed nuances that I would have forgotten about over 2 years later. So I'm so glad that I pushed myself to continue the practice and complete each day's entry. Now, the point of this video is not to talk about why everyone should do a photo diary, because it's not going to be right for everybody, and I would not want to push anyone to do anything that they didn't feel called to do. The reason I've stuck with it, first and foremost, is because it's a passion of mine and I genuinely love doing it. But the reason I'm talking about it in this video is because truly and honestly, in this particular case, done was perfect. There was no such thing as perfect. And if there was, at the beginning, I would have said, well, all the pictures have to be perfect and high def, and the collages have to be perfectly structured in this way with the pictures in this particular shape. And I could have made a ridiculous definition of what perfect meant to me. And out of the over, what, 700 photo diary entries I have now, maybe 5 of them would have fit that mold. And would that have been worth it to abandon the whole practice because only 5 days were deemed perfect according to that arbitrary definition that I talked about at the beginning that I might have set for myself? Of course not. I'd rather have majority, vast majority, imperfect entries that still tell the story of my life because it's complete. It's a comprehensive picture. Nothing is missed. There are no gaps. I just wanted to share, I'm sure it probably came across how much I love this practice in my life. If it resonated with you, I obviously invite you to try the photo diary practice for yourself. But even if it didn't, that is a powerful, powerful example that I use to remind myself right now. I'm working so hard on it right now in other parts of my life. I tell myself all the time, done is better than perfect. In fact, something is perfect if it's done. So I hope that served you in some small way. Thank you as always for spending a few minutes of your day here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.